Lions fans, I don't know, man. I don't know. My eyes are not on the Super Bowl anymore. It's on our current matchups. It's game by game now. I need to see how this team is going to respond before I can say how far I think we can go. We are facing, a real uphill battle due to all the devastation that we suffer from injury. The bombshells came today. Let's talk about it.
Hey, keep paying for gas.
All right, so first and foremost, right into it. Two of the names that we already knew that would possibly be out. Alim McNeill, ACL. Definitely did the Stephen Tulloch type of thing. Wasn't a celebration, but he jumped up in an effort to get to Josh Allen and came down on that one knee and popped his ACL. Very unfortunate, man. We need him a lot, obviously, but probably our second to third most significant guy. You know, it's a lot of those on this team, right? I mean, just look at the list. But Alim is, definitely the heart and soul of the middle of that D-line. And we just need him. And he's gone for the season. Carlton Davis, jaw injury. He's going to be out for 6 weeks. So if we continue to advance in the playoffs, if we do find a way to beat a lowly Bears team and a lowly San Francisco team and possibly finish out with a victory over the Vikings, then we still have a shot. We still have a shot. Replacements for next game and the possibilities for the very, very near future. Demo's out. You got Sione Vaki and you got Reynolds. This is no slight to Demo, but when it comes to a pound type of running back, both of those guys are very capable. And Sione Vaki, we only got to see a smidget of him get to run the football. And what I've seen, I was impressed. He's fresh legs and ready to go. He's not Demo. He's not David Montgomery. But between those two guys, I think they can fill in along with Jahmyr Gibbs being the guy now, which a lot of people wanted to see anyway. But Jahmyr Gibbs is now the guy. Solely the guy. Which kind of worries me because when you go hard in training camp, when you get a ridiculously early bye week, thank you NFL, and when you play with the amount of passion and energy that this team has, your body starts to wear and tear. And it makes me a little nervous, man, because he has to pick up a workload. He's a very explosive player, very shifty guy. Yes, he's young, but it just makes me worry. But that's just where we are right now. I can count probably a handful of freak accidents, including the one yesterday with Dorsey. Hutchinson, freak accident. Alim McNeill, freak accident. And it's only freak accident. These are not injuries that's due to our medical staff just sucking. I've been seeing that craziness on social media. That's ridiculous and retarded. But freak accidents, man, to a lot of these guys. Carlton Davis Jr. was Carlton Davis the third was the fifth one. He was the fifth one. That completes that handful of freak injuries. How the hell do you break your jaw with a whole helmet on? Yeah, so tough. But Sione Vaki, Reynolds, they can step in for David Montgomery. We have a possibility of getting Ennis Rakestraw and finally getting a chance to see him out there on the field in a role where he's actually able to play. Plus, we still have Mosley. I don't know what it is with him, why he's continuously inactive, if he's so-called ready to go like they say. We'll see. But if we can get a guy in Rakestraw back who's a very, very sticky and aggressive corner, I think we can handle it. Being down a guy in Carlton Davis who plays our strongest matchups, man, that's the only thing. But when you look at the guys that we have to face for the rest of the season, the only big task we have is Jefferson. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, some of these guys, they're in that 21-day window, so we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. When you look at Alim McNeill, of course, you got Broderick Martin, right? But we still just need more on that D-line. Here's the thing. Here's my biggest concern. The injuries are the injuries. It sucks because these are guys that we love. But when it comes to it, yesterday, you got beat on both sides of the football in the trenches. You got beat in the trenches. Y'all know my method. If the trenches are not correct, you're going to have a hard time beating teams. You're going to have a hard time. Even if you win, it's going to be a very hard game. Without us getting pass rush yesterday, without us being able to get it for the rest of the season against some of these teams, it's going to be tough, especially in the playoffs. If we don't start getting some of these names back, the possibilities that I've seen, we're in trouble. It's only so much that Brad Holmes can try to do. I don't even know if there's anything you can do to make that push for the Super Bowl run, because unless some other teams, have some bad luck and start limping their way in there and you get some luck, it's going to be tough because you need guys to be available. You need guys who impact the game, not guys just bodies out there. That's what we saw yesterday on the D-line. So we literally had just Reader and Zadarius Smith. Zadarius played 43% of the snaps yesterday. I don't know how you're going to survive that. That's a lot of football to play when you limp it in like this. The phone is off the hook right now for whoever is left, but also poaching. Brad Holmes is most definitely trying to poach right now. There's some team seasons that are over. He's trying to do some poaching. That's just where we are. So I don't know. That's the status of the team. Everything else comes after I see this next game. We go to Chicago and we face a Bears team who don't have anything to lose, but probably would love to bust our season and kick us out of that first place, and or see us not win the NFC North. Either or, they don't want to see us or the Vikings, but I'm probably sure more the Lions than anything. These teams have collectively come together to try to keep us down. They are working together. That's how sad it is. I almost feel like the Lions are Michigan and those other teams are Ohio State, Michigan State. It's the same clown stuff, bro. We're the best team in the division. Now you coming together, it's you know what I'm saying? So that's disgusting. Wow. But it's sad to see. But the Vikings obviously is the biggest mark on our calendar now. Do I think we can beat the Vikings? Oh, hell yes. I do think we can beat the Vikings. Again, I'm still not a firm believer in Sam Darnold. I'm just not. Jefferson is the biggest threat. He's the biggest threat. So hopefully we can get something in here. Something. But this is why you load up on certain positions. This is why you use those picks and load up on defensive guys, because, man, this is why we've been hollering pass rush for all this time. Because if you have a pass rush up front, whatever injury is whatever behind it, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Like I've been saying for the longest, look how many linebackers we got out. But even when all those guys play, if we play the right team, we still in trouble. Why? Because we're not getting a pass rush, and those guys can't cover. They're not fast enough. They're not athletic enough. The guys are slow. So if you're not getting pass rush, it does not matter. Simple and plain. That is the key focus. They need to be reaching out to whoever. Get more pressure. We need pressure on the QB. We need pressure on the QB. We need guys athletic enough to contain a quarterback and make sure that they don't take off running. We can't keep going out here with these second and third street dudes and trying to expect magic, because now you got a sad fan base, a fan base full of idiots after Aaron Glenn again. Haven't said nothing all season. But as soon as he started losing players, they want to start pointing their little bony little fingers of blame towards Aaron Glenn, even though you know this man is out here playing with mailmen. Still blame him. It's beyond ridiculous. You even seeing people turn on Dan Campbell now. One of the things was the onside kick situation. If you don't understand that, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Your defense got obliterated yesterday. You lost Carlton Davis and Alim McNeill. Your only hopes at even making a play, because the back end, the safeties, they're not going to be able to do much. Missing those pieces. You have to take a chance. I'm mad that he didn't take a chance the second time. You got to try to get the ball back some type of way. If your defense cannot create a turnover, if they cannot defend these guys, you have to take a chance. That's just what it is. If you don't understand that, you don't need to be watching football. Period. If you want to believe this little narrative, the media been waiting to pounce on us. They've been waiting to pounce on Dan Campbell, because a lot of those guys don't like to be wrong. So to see Dan Campbell at 12-2 makes them look really bad for some of the stuff they've been saying. And you guys eat it up and you chew it up. Not only with their media, but our sad ass media here in Detroit. Whether it's the radio or other YouTube channels, you know what I'm talking about. Those networks. Terrible. They chew this up. And you give them the fuel that they need. Again, for the last time. Stick with your team. It was all it was all good just a week ago. Y'all was all peaches and flowers. Now some real adversity comes. You ready to get rid of everybody and fire everybody and quit being a little bitch. I mean that. I'm not sorry. Quit being a little bitch. See y'all later.